Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I took a day off, but we are back and we are ready to start again. So today I am going to obviously focus on the eyes, but before I do that, I have got a new product. So obviously you guys know from watching my previous videos that I love Pink Honey on my eyebrows. Well, Pink Honey released a new product for the brows and it's the Wonder Wax. So this is basically the same as the normal brow product, but this one you do not need to add any water or setting spray at all. And oh my god, that was the quickest I've ever done my brows, because I've literally just gone straight in and chucked it all over my brows, and I feel like they're actually a little bit fluffier, so far so good. I really like this. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I am going to be focusing on Plouise. So I've had quite a lot of people requesting on how to use Plouise, what's the best brushes, things like that. So that's what we're going to do today. I think I'm going to do a blue look. I don't know what we'll do yet, but we'll just go with the flow. So I'm going to focus more with the acid rain paints. So these I feel like are a little bit easier to use because you don't need to set them. You can just use them by themselves as eyeshadow. So you've got those, but then you've also got the pastels. So these you have to set, otherwise they just slip and slide and they won't stay where you want them to stay. So that's why I'm going to focus on these first. I might add a few of these, we'll see how we go. So obviously I have got Plouise on my eyes already, but I've only put a very small amount on my lids. Obviously focused it more at the brows. So with these products you want to start small, because if you start heavy straight away it's gonna get messy and then it's just too much and then it's a hot mess. So I'm gonna take my E36. So this is a really small bullet brush, ignore my thumb. But yeah, so the smaller the brush the easier it is to work with. So you just want to get enough product on the brush that it's obviously going to go on the eye, but you don't want to get too much and then it gets too much on the eye and then again hot mess. So you can build up on it. So I'm gonna start packing it on in my crease, because that's obviously where I'm gonna focus that blue colour. So that product is now on. Now what you want to do is get a clean brush, it's not been used yet, and go on top of that, so you basically blending it out before you add any shadows to it, just to make sure it'll be easier for you when you start blending shadows with it, that it's already slightly blended out. I mean, you don't want it too blended out, but you just want it enough so when you start putting them shadows on top of it and blending, it's kind of already done for you. So that's that. Obviously we've got that harsh line already, even though I've blended, but when you start adding your shadows and things like that, it will be easier. So I've got a mixture of two palettes here today because I want to try both, because why not. I've got my Carnival XL Pro, love this palette, and then I'm also going to start and play around with this one. I'm excited. I kind of want to use this teal colour and then this baby blue, so I'm going to use one out of this colour for this palette first. I'm going to use this blue here, so it's quite similar to the acid rain that we've just applied. So I'm going to take again a really small brush that's fluffy enough to blend. Take that shadow, again you don't want too much, and you just kind of go in on top to start with, so when it comes to blending out with other shades it's a lot easier. Now you can get a bigger brush. So the next one up, use this teal here. So again, be very light with this product, you don't want to go too heavy. And so far, this is what we got. It looks crazy, it looks like it's not blended at all, but trust the process. Always trust the process. And then we're going to take a fluffier brush, so even fluffier, and we're going to go with that light blue. So this light blue is going to make sure that all those edges are blended out very well. So you just go in on top of that last shade that you applied, and you just blend in around those edges so it blends out seamlessly. Wow, this is very pigmented. You can blend it out, as in start winging it if you want, or you can have it just in that area. So now we're going to start off blending all those shades from start to the last shade again. So we've now got all that blue madness down, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna obviously start deepening. So acid rain is down, it is not moved, it's blended out really well with shadows, as you can see. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and add a deeper colour. So I'm gonna take that first brush that I used. What shall I use? I feel like I'm going to use this colour. We're going to see what happens with this colour. So I'm not going to add too much just yet. And I'm going to go right on that crease. So where I want it to be the deepest is obviously where you're going to cut the crease. So it's starting to take shape. And what it's going to look like. And when you're working in the crease, the smaller the brush, the easier it will be for you. Normally I'd start off with a deeper shade, but obviously because we've added the acid rain, it's easier to start with that, then your lighter colours, and then go in and deepen it on top of your acid rain. So your acid rain's kind of acted like a base shade, and then you can add to it things like that. I might even add a bit of black because it's really deep. We'll see. I'm liking how that looks already. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with those shades that we've already used, just to make sure it's extra blended. And as you can see, that's blended out really well. Did not have to do much to that. Then just keep going backward and forward if you have to, with those deeper shades, just to get it how you want. Make sure it's high enough that when you cut the crease you can still see that deeper colour, etc. Okay, I'm starting to really like that now. I'm going to go back in with that last shade, that light blue, and just make sure it is really blended, especially around the edges. I feel like I might need to get a brow pencil at some point on my brow, just to make sure it's still the same colour. So now I've added that light blue, it's lightened that front bit of brow, just a no from me. So this is what we've got so far. Now I am going to add a little bit of black. So I don't have a black in that one, I have a black in this one. And I'm just going to go where that blue is, where that deeper shade is. And I'm just adding to that to make sure it's as deep as it possibly can be. Because I really want that contrast, Especially with the blue, I feel like adding a black always makes it look better. And as you can see, it's deepened it a lot, which is what we wanted. That was the aim. And I'm gonna just add a little bit more of that teal shade, just to make sure it's blending and I've not lost any of that colour. Just go around the edges just to make sure. And that, so far, is what we've got. So, now let's cut the crease. Again, micellar water, Q-tip. With an acid rain, it might be a little bit harder to cut the crease, but once you start that micellar water on it, it'll be easier. Just keep working it, getting it to how you want it, how high you want the crease. I'm not feeling a full today. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of black around that front bit of arch, just to make sure that depth is there, because obviously you want the contrast. Yeah, there you go. Right, now we can actually cut the crease. So again, using my lip brush, I have two options of cutting the crease in the Plouise. So you've got the blank canvas, which is the same but obviously in an acid rain form, so it's not going to budge, or you've got your normal. But I think I'm going to spice it up and add something a little bit different, I think. Okay, so I am going to be using the hint of mint in the pastel range to cut the crease. So like I said, you've got more than one option. You can still use your colours, you can use your acid rain, you can use anything for cutting the crease. It's kind of what these products are made for. So they just work the exact same as like your normal base. And I'm just patting them on.
As you can see, that's the colour.
Obviously remember, if you are using these pastel colours, you need to set them, because otherwise they will move about and they will crease and they won't last as long. They do need to be set. So I can find a minty colour that's the same. Really like this colour actually. I don't actually think I've used this one yet. So now we have cut the crease. We can now start blending your shadows in to that so they blend out really well. So you're just going to go back in with what you've done on the eye, all over. So that is what we've got. So now all I need to do is find a mint shade and tap that all over the Plouise base. So I'm going to use this shade, I think. It's more of like a light blue. So you just putting that all over the lid. This is kind of the easy step because obviously you've already cut the crease, you've already added that colour. This is just to set it. So you could probably put translucent powder on top of it, but I'm going to make sure the colour's still there by putting a similar shade on top. Ooh. Okay, I really like this look. I feel like I've made the cut really high, so my eye looks really big. So that is the eye complete. So I've used 2 different types of Plouise there. So I've used the Acid Rain and your pastel. So that's like the kind of ways that you can use them. What I'm going to do now is do the other eye, do bits of my face, and then I'll be back. See you in a sec, guys. So guys, I am back. Here is the finished look. My eyes, I've used the Mature lashes today. I've got the Mature blush on. I'm actually really liking it. I still keep using it. So far, I really like it. And that's the rest of my face. I filled in my brows a little bit because I felt like I lost the colour. So, if you guys have watched my last video, you guys will know that I tried Vive lip products. You guys know that I loved it. But I did say in that video that I wanted to try the darker lip liner. So what did I do? I went and bought it. So I'm going to try this out. We're going to see if I like this one better. I mean, I still love the other one, but I just wanted that extra little bit of darkness. Because why not? So this is the shade Bark. It's like a warm brown. So I'm going to do my lips and I'll be back. So, lips are done. So I have added a gloss. So I've used the lip liner Bark, as you all know, and then I used the lipstick in the shade Vive. So I went for the lighter one, and then I've put my Beauty Bay gloss on in Ballet. Ooh. Okay, I definitely prefer the darker lip liner. I just feel like it adds that little extra that I was looking for. Oh, I feel like I need to go out and do something. But obviously lockdown is not the place for that. Feeling myself. So guys, that is the finished look. I hope it helps if you are looking to try the Plouise bases, if it helps if you've already got them, anything like that. Let me know in the comments down below if this video helped. Also, please like, subscribe, comment, put that notification bell on because I've got loads more videos coming. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!